Hi! Welcome back to Season 6 of Qubites, your bite sized pieces of quantum computing. My name is Rene from Valorem Reply, and today we're going to talk about quantum computing and the European Commission. And for this, I'm very honored to have a special expert guest from the European Commission today, Oscar Diaz. Hi, Oscar, and welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hi, Rene. Fine, thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background as it relates to quantum computing, high performance computing, but also how you ended up at the European Commission, maybe?
Yes, so basically, my background is in computer science. I did my PhD back in Spain in computer science, and I've been working almost all my life in computer science. I moved to London to work in the European Medicine Agency, where I was head of data center, and I've been there for a few years. That it was an European institution. And later I moved into the European. From there, I moved to Luxembourg. That is where I am now in the European Commission. And, and there I'm working as a head of quantum computing in the HPC and so high performance computing and quantum technologies unit here in the European Commission in Luxembourg. And I've been there first in the HPC area for around 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and now the last few years I've been working in quantum technologies and more in quantum computing, but we are basically taking care of all the pillars, what we call pillars in in quantum technologies, like it's quantum communication, quantum computing, quantum session metrology, and quantum simulation.
Gotcha. Well, that's quite a bit. And so let's actually dive right into this. What you're doing at the European Commission. So please tell us what the European Commission is doing in the field of quantum computing for supporting research and startups, and maybe you also have a recent example for us.
So we have been doing, or the European Commission has been doing quantum since a long time. So it's, to be honest, I think it started in 1999, and it was the first region in the world to launch a public research program in quantum technologies. Later in 2016, basically the European researchers, around 4,000, they created and endorsed what it was called the Quantum Manifesto, that basically started to define the strategy for European research in quantum. And this basically was what enabled the creation of the quantum flagship, that is the main program that we are having now. It's a 10-year initiative with a budget of approximately it's 1 billion euros. And basically, what is the aim of the flagship is not only to support research, but also to transform, especially at this stage, to transform the research of the results of this research into industrial exploitation, basically in real life applications that can be used by all the citizens. As I said, the flagship is a long-term project, but basically we just finished the first phase of the flagship, that it was from 18 to this year, and we have very good results. In fact, the most successful, for example, European computing platforms started as project of the quantum flagship. A good example it could be, for example, we have one project that is called Pascal, that is a French initiative, and another one that is called AQT, that it's basically is a computing platform based on trap ion. And this is also coming from one of the projects that we have. It was project Action. The company, for example, in this case, a company was created after this project, and they have produced a compact and ion trap quantum computer that is basically they're based in Austria, and these are provided as standard to, I think it's 19-inch, so the standard racks, so two racks that can operate at room temperature, can be installed in standard data centers. In this case, for example, this computer has the world record of full entangled particles or qubits. I think with 24 when it was. I think this was at least a year ago, and basically this, for example, in this case, they have extremely low power consumption. It's around 1.5, I think, is kilowatts. So it's basically the same energy as boil a kettle. Just to say that we have, as I said, a lot in research. We are promoting research in quantum technologies and quantum computing since a long time, but we are also doing a lot on deploying infrastructure. This is a different program. We call it Digital Euro program, and here we have two main projects. One is Euro QCI, and the other one is the quantum computing infrastructure. That this we are doing together with the Euro HPC. Basically, what this provides the deployment of quantum infrastructure in Europe, and also for researchers to use this infrastructure. And as part of this initiative, I think we announced, it was a few weeks ago, the selection of another 6 hosting entities that will deploy quantum computers integrated as part of the supercomputers based on different EU technologies. And the selection basically and the procurement process is similar to the one that we have used in the past with the supercomputers. Just to finish as an example, during the first part of the flagship, that is the first until now, until 2022, we just finished, we have we were created 25 spin-offs and 25 startups, and I think it was more than 100 patents that we did. So there's a lot of things that are going on those areas. There are other activities, but I think we will not have too much to discuss it all here.
Yeah. Well, that's already quite impressive what the European Commission is doing in that space. And especially, like you're saying, like the funding is, I think, a really important part to get the ground research going. And then, well, you can turn it into commercial offerings, of course. But yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. So quantum is a big opportunity, but will also a threat when we think about quantum computing and the security aspects of it. And, things like Shor's algorithm that will basically make today's cryptography obsolete. Like once we have powerful enough quantum computers and you run Shor's algorithm, you can do prime number factorization for large prime numbers, and your RSA and other today's encryption algorithm are basically obsolete at this point when it happens, right? When once it happens, who knows when? Like I read a paper, it's the expert says 5 to 30 years. Let's see when this will happen, but that's the at least the course prediction, right? So, anyhow, what are your thoughts on this? And is also the European Commission working on policies and regulations for the quantum computing field?
Yes, so yes, we were working on that. There are basically two. I think we are doing more or less similar actions to what other governments and leaders are doing. So that basically we are working in two aspects. The first one is basically the use of post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. Basically, is working on new algorithms that will replace the existing one and that are better prepared for these attacks by quantum computers. This is normally done by another group that is working in standard security. And the second activity is basically what we are doing is everything that is related to quantum communications. I think I've seen some of your previous podcasts, and you were talking also different people were talking about this two topic on the quantum communications. Basically, we are working on the research level. Basically, for example, with the creation or the development of quantum key distribution devices, or QKD devices. And also we are doing deployment, as I said before, deployment of infrastructure, quantum communication. That this is a big project that we are also doing here in the Commission that is called EuroQCI. Basically, this is a secure quantum communication infrastructure that will span the whole EU. And the idea is that it will include both a terrestrial segment that will be relying on fiber communications network, basically linking the different sites, national, basically also between borders or cross-border level. And also we will have, as part of this project, we will have a space segment that it will be based on satellites.
This is really interesting when you mention satellites, and it maybe also leads me to my second question. Well, China, for example, has already quantum key distribution satellite operational since July. At least this was in the news, or August, or something like this. So basically, this summer they got the first quantum key distribution satellite operational. and apparently are testing and using it already. So this is really interesting. But what is the European Commission, or what is Europe in general, like not just the Commission, but what do you think is the difference in terms of quantum computing if you compare it to other big governmental players that are active in quantum, like the US and China, and what is Europe doing differently and maybe better?
Okay, so basically, as I said before, it's Europe has been funding. So we are very strong in research, so on quantum research. So we have been funding since research since on quantum technologies since a long time. We have extremely good researchers here, and as I said, not only quantum computing, but quantum computing is one of the areas where we are doing research, and we are very well positioned in certain technologies. And as I said, we are working in all pillars. We are here, I understand here, this is more about the quantum computing, but we are also doing a lot of things, for example, in quantum sensing and metrology, and there is a lot of things that we are basically, they are going to be commercialized. They have been commercialized now, and they have really a really big impact. For example, things related to quantum communication that we have been discussed. Also, we try to continue to do a lot on research on basic science, and also the training on training and creation of masters, and basically the creation of the new future workforce for quantum technologies. To be a little bit more specific, in the quantum computing area, we have been focused in a wider number of technologies. So as you know, there are currently a lot of different technologies, especially at hardware level, and we are not sure will be which going to be the winner of multiple hardware technologies will coexist. So we are working currently on the research on all these platforms, and we are also doing procurement of quantum computers and simulation infrastructure. That basically we are doing. This is something that we are doing also. We are pushing a lot here in Europe, the integration with the HPC infrastructure. So we believe that at least at the beginning, the quantum computers will not replace the classical computers, and we believe that the quantum computers will enhance these supercomputers or these classical computers, providing a speed up on some specific tasks that normally currently takes a lot of resources, or too many resources on standard supercomputers or supercomputers. And we see this as a kind of accelerators that could help to speed up some of specific operations in order to reduce drastically the time. And here with the EuroSPC, what we are doing is we are doing kind of leading this in the same way that has been doing with the procurement of supercomputers for Europe. The focus here is the whole quantum computing and the simulation ecosystem. So not only the hardware, so not only integrated at the hardware level, but also focus on all the software, all the APIs, everything that needs to be done in order to integrate basically the quantum and the classical computers. So in this concrete example, the one that I was telling you, what we are doing is deploying infrastructure, also doing the integration with the classical computers. Normally, in this case, will be supercomputers. But also, we will complement with actions that are part of basically related to the skills and to the training of the workforce. We will also work on the creation of particular software in specific use cases that will be interesting, like, for example, resource efficiency of greenhouse gas emissions. And I would like also to mention that one of the main, so all this is very good, still one of the main issues in Europe is the lack of private funding for these initiatives compared to other regions in the world. And this is also that we are trying to sort it out.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And well, you didn't mention in your intro that you're actually also an associate professor for HPC at the IE University Madrid, right? Like, what do you teach your students actually about quantum computing?
So the course I teach is in supercomputers in HPC, and basically we focus on standard supercomputers technologies and basically parallel programming models. But as you know, there is an issue now with the supercomputer that is basically the end of what is called the end of Moore's law, and also the increased use of electricity by these supercomputers. So scaling up these supercomputers is starting to become very complicated. We managed to go into the exascale. And normally this is done using accelerators like GPUs. In the exascale, what we call exascale area, so one block, we are talking normally about 20 megawatts. That is a huge amount of electricity. You know now that electricity the prices are increasing for all the geopolitical issues. And what we are now looking in HPCs and new technologies and new models, artificial intelligence and neuromorphic computation is one, but currently quantum computing seems that is a very good option in next future. So in my course, basically at the end of the course, I think we have 4 lectures on what is will be the future of HPC or where HPC is going, the trending. And this topic, as you know, is evolving very fast. In this module, in the first lecture, I think we talk about post-exascale, HPC exascale and post-exascale. So this is the new models of the new HPC models that are coming. Also, we have in a second topic, we have an introduction on neuromorphic computing. And the third, I dedicate 2 lessons just to talk about quantum computing and the integration with the HPC. Basically, we explore these technologies, the platforms that are available, software, a little bit how it works, and we have also a small assignment to create a quantum algorithm. And for that, we are using a European quantum-inspired platform that it works very well and is in the works working in the cloud. So yeah, it's a very interesting topic also for people who are coming from HPC.
Yeah, yeah, yep. It makes all sense. And like you're saying, I mean, quantum computing is very much related to HPC because it's a specific architecture, a specific design for solving specific problems, right? Like it's not going to replace a classical computer because like it's non-deterministic, and so it's like it's there's a bunch of things, but yeah, like you're saying, it's quantum computers are great for very specific problems, like these multi-dimensional problems that are exponentially growing. And we just add another qubit, as easy as it is. Add another qubit, you get another kind of an exponential solving, if you will. But anyhow, we're already at the end of the show. Thank you so much, Oscar, for sharing your insights today. That was very much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Rene, for the invitation.
Well, and thanks everyone for joining us for yet another episodes of Qubites, your bite-sized pieces of quantum computing. Watch our blog and follow our social media channels to hear all about the next episodes. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to watch all the previous episodes or the ones from the current season, you can watch all season 1 to season 6 on our website, of course. Until then, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.